Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So we've been decoding Joan, Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, and we've gotten through the letters and all the categories, and we were to translations. That's odd, but excuse me, but we were to translations, and I creatively came up with some vowels because there weren't going to be any translations. I knew that. I ran the translations without any vowels, and of course, nothing translated, which probably leans towards there's another change in the song. But we decided to try gematria, and we found that A, O, and U matched S and C. And so I used those three vowels and got some translations, but we're throwing them out. And the reason we're throwing them out is because they don't we ran the gematria on the translations, and they did not match. Okay, the others did, and these didn't. So while I got vowels, they weren't the right vowels, and we're throwing them out. So we're just going to move on. We don't get any translations this time, which is no big deal because translations are just to see what you get and what you don't get anyway by then. And this time, you don't get nothing. And again, that isn't to say there isn't another change in the song, like has been changed to, or had to be changed to must have been, for us, but we didn't. We just went with the original change. So we're scrapping. We did the only thing that really grouped, guys, when I did these translations. The only thing that really grouped was insert or I search in the room among others. And when I ran that, I got some sort of a search room. But of all these translations, guys, and all those numbers, they don't all hook up. In fact, the majority of them don't hook to each other at all. So I talked to my fiance about it, and she said throw it out because the others did, and these weren't vowels that were within the changes that we're using. So throwing them, and we're moving on to the numbers. And we got standing change to dancing. And when you're done, by now we've seen it enough. When you cross off all the like letters, you're left with STC. And we used a numerology chart, although I don't have it with me. But I've showed it quite a few times, and we turned STC into 123. I thought 123, that's got to be about a joke. What kind of a kind of a code is that? But yeah, here you go. You only needed two here. But we went ahead and got six, but they weren't. If you take 1, 2, the first two numbers, you get 12 stocks hit, 52-week lows. And there's a whole article about 12 stocks hitting 52-week lows. Is that important? Maybe. I really haven't figured out what they're calculating. Um, but if you move on from that, you got 2, 3. That's the second two numbers. And that ends up being HCL Tech Q4 results. Profit jumps 23%. 23. But if you take the whole thing going forward, 1, 2, 3, you get Zuixiu Property Company Holdings on the Hong Kong Exchange. So the whole thing going forward is actually something on the stock market. The other two, well, they were articles about the stock market. What the heck? They're there. So if that gets you through going forward, now we're going to come backwards. And you start with 3-2 coming back, and that ends up being why Aloka stock jumped 32% in April. Maybe they have investments there. I'm not sure. South Texas College, they're who we think is running the quantum calculation here. We'll see at the end of this. 21 then, 2-1, ends up being market news. 21 stocks hit 52-week lows. Okay, so 12 stocks hit 52-week lows and 21 stocks hit 52-week lows. And then if you take the whole thing coming back, 321, you end up with Texwinka Holdings Ltd on the Hong Kong Exchange. So the whole thing going forwards is Zuixu Property Company Holdings on the Hong Kong, and the whole thing coming back is Texwinka Holdings Ltd on the Hong Kong. And that gets you through going forwards and backwards in the stock market in the numbers. Next, we'll try genetics. We'll see. And we'll move on from there. And then we'll run the gematria against South Texas College and see if we're correct. And I don't know that I'm going to see anything that changes my mind because I haven't pinpointed what they're exactly calculating yet. They could be calculating a multitude of things. They could be calculating tuberosis sclerosis or whatever that was. They could be calculating that carpal tunnel syndrome. They could be calculating any number of things, really. Those are the two things that stood out to me. They could be calculating something on the stock market. They could have some investment in the stock market. Or somebody there could, you know. I'm just not too sure exactly what the point of the calculation is. So, but we're going to move on. And for now, we're going to move on, and next will be genetics. So I don't know if I'll get that done today or tomorrow. But for now, guys, thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down when appropriate. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And thanks for watching, guys. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your evening.